Hey guys, I'm back. Going to give you a short video on the Mojos reviews, a little maintenance tips, what I do to help make them last. I mean, you invest in these mechanical products and you want them to last as long as you can. And I'm going to start off with something I know that's effective. It's the Mojo Dove. Now I have the old ones with the screws in there. They're probably about 15 years old, but they're in good shape. They still work good. I still got the case they come with, and these things are awesome. They work real well, but they're no guarantee to bring the doves in. I mean, sometimes they get used to seeing these things because everybody has bought these in the last 15 years, 20 years. But the scenario I set them up in, depending on where I'm at, I may turn them on and use them. If I see a bird flare, I just cut them off, turn the wings back up, and I use them as part of my decoys. They work just as good. I mean, decoy's a decoy. Whether sitting on a pole about a foot off the ground or in the midst of a small spread, it will draw birds. But the attraction is if you set them on a pole, and I've done it in the gap of a field between the tree line where there was a big hole in between the two fields. I set them up on a pole in between, and it funneled the doves between that. And I sit back and fill my limit in just a matter of an hour or two. They can work too good also. Here's the problem with them. You put them out in the middle of the field and you got buddies that are hunting across from you and in between you. It will draw the birds in, make them drop real low, and now you got a bad situation. If people are not safety conscious, they'll shoot at low birds, and that's not cool. So if you place these things out, sometimes I have placed them between me and the tree line where there was nobody over that way, and I sit back away from it as they either come over the trees. A lot of times they'll drop down, I'd get a good shot, or if they were coming in behind us and they were real low coming in on these decoys, they'd pick back up, and makes for effective placement. It's all about placement. Like I said, if they're flaring, just turn them off, turn the wings up, and you can use them just in a set decoy on the ground. I usually put about 6 other doves scattered around an area, look like they're feeding, and they work real well. Like I said, they're about 15 years old, and they're the screw-in types. I do like the magnetic ones. They came out later, but I'm not going to replace these until these go bad. I picked up the Mojo flocker flickers. Now, there was a lot of bad reviews on these, so I wasn't too sure about buying them, but when a retailer went out of business local around here, they had them for 70% off, and 70% off, that's a pretty good buy. I went ahead and bought them. I did hunt behind a set of these. A friend of mine had them with no spinning decoys. He just had these down in the middle of Georgia, and he had them sit out in his decoys spread out. They were very effective. I think there were probably 10 groups of 4 people out there in different blinds, about 200 to 300 yards apart in this compound that we were hunting on. And out of the group, we did the best. And for some reason, that morning, it was a December, it was real cold, a lot of divers in there, there were bluebills in there. And we had set these things out. I killed some gadwalls. There were a few teal flying around early that morning. But man, I'm not an expert caller by no means. I've been playing around with the calls. I was the only one out there really calling. I'd call when the ducks are on the corner, and man, they'd circle around and just come straight in. I mean, just hard. I mean, it was an awesome hunt that day in the state of Georgia. Never seen that before, but had a blast. But he had these flocker flickers out there, and they all worked, and they were all on and off in different areas. of the decoys, and it looked like a set of ducks sitting there pruning, or you see a flash here, a flash over there, and they really work. I was impressed, so that's why I wanted them. But after seeing the reviews about the problems they had with them, I was hesitant to give $100 for a set. But when I caught them on sale, I said, "Oh yeah, I got to have them. I'm gonna try them." I thought this past season I could have used them, and I forgot I had them, so I got them out just the other day to test them. And yes, when I put the batteries in and turned them on, they made a little noise on the shaft. I mean, it's a mechanical device. It's a little motor in there, electric motor in there, and it's going through some plastic bushings. Hopefully it'll keep the water out. But what I did is some 3-in-1 machine oil, and I put drops around the shafts. I also do that with my Mojos on the wings, because they're in a plastic bushing, which over time, vibration and stuff will wear out the plastic. So it's a good idea, just put a drop or two of oil in on the wings and all that. Another thing I did with this, on the battery pump pack, you see that? A little tube of dielectric grease will save a lot of problems. These are battery operated. Corrosion, salts from your hands, moisture and all that. You put batteries in, you're sweating, you forget about them. You leave the batteries in there, guess what? They corrode up. If you put some dielectric grease on the inside of your contacts and seal off some of that, it will not corrode near as bad. Also, if you do have one that's corroded, you can buy some battery cleaner that you use on your car batteries, and just spray take the battery packs out, and take these little pack out, clean the contact, clean everything up real good, spray that battery cleaner on there. It'll eat the corrosion off if you have not destroyed it completely. These are the original ones I have in there. I still have a spare in the box, and I'm still using the original ones on this. I keep the spares in case one of these get eat up. But yeah, you see how quiet this thing is? When I first turned them all on and checking them out, they had a few of them that were squeaking a little bit. The spindle on here is real small. And this actually is a shaft that slides down over the spindle, but take care not to bounce them around. I mean, if you're going to spend the money just on a good shotgun, good equipment, especially mechanical devices, take a little extra time to take care of them. Last but not least, I just recently bought the Mojo Mini Mallard, for a spinner. Do I think spinners work? Yes. Do I think they can flare ducks? Yes. Or birds, depending on how many they've seen. That's why I bought the Mini Mallard with a remote. Going to Louisiana a lot, going to other places, people have them out. Especially for teal hunting, they may put one of these out during big duck hunts, and they always had a remote because of the geese that are flying by. This thing, real soft, flexible. I like it. Legs, they're kind of flexy. I did the same thing. Take the battery pack out, buy some dielectric grease, fill that battery pack up on all the contacts, even the base contacts, because you ever forget about the batteries, especially around water, humidity, moisture, they will corrode over a period of time. Buy good batteries. And the spinners, a lot of people love them, a lot of people hate them. There's a lot of different reviews. Some people say they don't work. You know, the ducks get used to it. I think it's just a matter of placing the thing, turning them off. Sometimes, like I said, having a remote, the ducks start working in place. You know, I was up in the area in between the valley of North Georgia, and I believe we had these. We've seen a lot of ducks moving up through the, you know, up high, that they would draw them in, along with some good calling. But if they get close, you know, you think they're going to flare? I mean, it's quick and simple. Snap, press the button, cut it off, let the ducks work in with a jerk rig or something like that. But you know, the idea of the flock of flickers, the Mojo doves, and the mini mallard Mojo is when birds are, you know, way on up there and they're cruising, you know, looking for, you know, they're looking for areas to rest, feed, and all that. They see this little bit of motion flickering, and it mimics the wings, and, you know, the fluttering of birds moving around. You know, I sit and watch ducks in a pond, in a local pond around there. They're always, you know, moving, you know, stretching, flapping, and you know, you see a little flash here and a flash there if there's a group of them, and that's what I like about these things. But yes, they do work. They can be very effective. I think it's really about placement and how you use them, more so than just, you know, thinking that you stick a Mojo duck out there, you're gonna have ducks fall in on you. Yes, that sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. That's why I like remotes. These things, I've seen how effective they are. You know, they work. I think it will mimic a flock of birds working together, pruning. I like the idea that somebody had take it, tie it to the back end of your decoy on a short thing, and just let it float behind it while the decoy is stationary amongst 2 or 3 others. And I think it looks like a, you know, birds moving and pruning themselves. And so you know, that's a tip. Biggest tip is, if you're gonna take these out, do a little maintenance on them. They're like anything else. If you don't do the maintenance on them, it's like a good shotgun. You know, spend all this money, run out there and throw these things around in the water and mud and all that. You never take time to clean your equipment up and you know, prep for it. It's going to give you nothing but headaches. That's why it's, you know, a month before dove season, I check my batteries, replace the batteries in them, pack them full of grease, dielectrical grease, test them, put a little oil on the wings. These are about 15 years old. Like I said, the wings are still in good shape. Yeah, I have lost a thumb screw, but a 1024 Allen screw works just fine. You know, if you need to, carry some spare parts. The new ones have got the magnetic slip-ons like this one does. They just pull right off. And the problem is, you don't want to drop them in the water. I don't know if they'll float, but you know, that'd be a bad situation. You know, take a little care of your product that you buy. I mean, most people who complain about them not working, throw a set of batteries in them, go out there, they get corroded, they don't work. You know, these things are mechanical. You know, a little drop of oil will go a long ways. Appreciate it, guys. We'll holler at you next time. Tell me what you think about this video, and we'll holler at you later.